What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid, give you a quick overview of some of the data points, break it down on what is really moving it today, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is up a very impressive 8.61%, $2.33 the high, $2.10 the low. A lot of volume and a lot of big money buying Lucid. So you can kind of see that there was a lot of just push higher, and that is resemblant based on this kind of string of transactions. So big money is buying, and for those of you that have been following my channel, this is very, very abnormal. Of course, you're having some selling in between, and shorts are doing their thing, which is somewhat abnormal. So I'm going to go over what they're doing, but you are seeing a lot more transactions today. So big money is definitely paying attention to Lucid. Regrettably, no official news from Lucid itself, no SEC filings or anything like that. So it would have been good for them to do a official release and PR, the fact that Gravity actually is starting. The production is kicked off and everything, not just social media posts, but whatever, I guess it is what it is, because big money got the notification and they are buying the hell out of Lucid. Even shorts. So shorts right now, and in case you don't know, they've been a pain in Lucid for a very long time. Even I think over the last week, they've increased close to 10 million shares. But right now, net, they are returning 509,000 shares. They are starting to be a little bit more active. So they, at one point, were returning about 1.5. So that does mean that they did increase 1 million in that kind of time frame, which most likely that's causing this kind of downtrend. But beside the point though, still to see shorts return is always a very good thing, very bullish. 24.4% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 291.04 million shares overall are being shorted. And the reason why I call this bullish is because if we pop over here, there is a lot of shares available to be shorted, roughly 950,000. So if shorts really did feel that this today green day was unjustified, there's more than enough ammunition for them to really double down. So this is again how I see this as generally bullish. Aside from that though, you do have a lot of good volume. So 1.2 million in calls, 178,000 in puts. 65% of all the options being done today are optimistic and bullish. And of those call options that are being purchased, you see a consensus for it to be above that $3 range. And this has been more and more resemblant over the last several trading days, just more optimism for it to be above $3. And a lot of these $3 strike prices right here are these two big candles. So clearly not retail. So 110,000 between 10.05 and 10.10. That is obviously more associated to that $3 strike price. Same goes for this. So 128,000 between 9.40 and 9.45. So big money is betting that Lucid is going to continue this run up. And so in my opinion, options activity as well as shorts are two very good things that I like to look at. Both are very bullish, as well as the technicals. So the technicals right now are showing that it does want to continue to move higher. You need to more so ideally you need 2 days to confirm a trend. And so it is right now above the ALMA. I also have the 50, 100, 200-day moving average as well as super trend. One thing that I have been stating to you over the last couple of videos is just to watch for this super trend. So roughly around $2.47. So if Lucid is able to get above that point, then in theory, this is where a lot of the algorithms will signal Lucid's technicals as a buy and start to really propelling it higher. And you can kind of just see following this trend right here, when it does break below that, then this is where kind of the dynamic changes. So in reality, this is where you could see kind of a push higher coming from algos. And that would be very good because you'd have the algorithms really pushing Lucid higher, as well as, especially with Lucid's recent news, you would have obviously big money continuing to buy it higher. So all in all, I think pretty good stuff in that regard. As far as some good support and resistance points in the short term, right now with it at $2.22, so kind of pulling back slightly, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 218, 213 are going to be kind of support levels that you need to watch for. 223, 227, and then 232 are going to be kind of the resistance points. So kind of bounced off of this R3 as well as it kind of bounced off of this S2. So it is very, very volatile. So if you haven't researched options, highly recommend you do so, because any volatile stock, you can always make a pretty good penny off of options. Whether you're bullish or bearish, whatever floats your boat, you can make some pretty good money off of. And generally speaking as well, the broader market is fairly optimistic about the data points that did come out. So you had non-farm payroll, you also had unemployment. So unemployment came in line with the forecast. You also had the non-farm payroll better than anticipated. So I think a lot of that is propelling a lot of growth stocks higher. And so yeah, I think all in all, a lot of the data points overall are very, very optimistic. So let me know your thoughts on all that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I will be back to my regular scheduled broadcasting probably starting on Monday. So you'll be able to see my face again. A lot of people kind of say that this audio is better, so I'm trying to figure out what this system is and kind of use it on my new one, so maybe the audio will be a little bit better going forward. So my apologies about that. And then aside from that, one final thing I do want to share with you though is that I did launch a Patreon roughly around 3 weeks ago, close to a month, where I've been giving buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been like absolute bangers, so pop over there, take a look, and I'll put that in the description below as well, and also the comments. With all that said though, appreciate all of you watching.